How's it going, guys? Welcome back. I got something spicy for you guys today. It's going to be an interesting one. If you've been following what I've been up to recently, you'll know I'm not playing jungle at the moment. Simple fact is, it's just too weak. It's just too iffy to play Yorick jungle. His clear speed's too slow. And the amount of preparation you need to actually set up for ganks is, he just gets punished way too much. So instead, I've been playing Yorick in the mid lane. So let's quickly go ahead and get rid of this thing as a little spoiler-free section for what happens in this game. So Yorick mid. Now, why play Yorick mid over top? I've been asked it so many times on stream, and I don't mind answering it. The reason you play Yorick mid over Yorick top is because Yorick top, number one, the lane is huge. Look at the size of the lane, right? If something goes wrong and you run teleport, so let's say you run ignite and you die in lane, you have to run all the way back. You can't stop a freeze. Things can go chaotic in top lane, whereas mid lane is quite small. You notice the size of the lane is extremely small. So I've been running ignite in mid lane, looking for solo kills, looking for a bit more aggression early. The main reason we're playing Yorick mid is because they brought out a new item named Stridebreaker. I'm sure you guys all know what it does. Basically, if you don't, it gives you a little dash, yeah? It gives you a dash and it slows wherever you've dashed. Now, because that's an active item and because it slows, it actually procs Glacial. So the reason, you'll see I'm running Glacial Augment. So you can see my runes at the bottom here. We're running Glacial plus free boots plus biscuits. I've actually started swapping the futures market, so note that one. And approach velocity. Secondary, I've been tossing it up quite a lot between Demolish, Second Wind, or potentially going for something like Ravenous Hydra, Ravenous Hunter. I definitely think go the Demolish though, it's much better. And you'll notice that the whole reason that we play this Yorick mid is because we want to get ourselves out of this top lane full of fighters, and let's put ourselves in the mid lane full of squishy people. Champions that don't build resistance, and instead let's just go to town. What the hell was that Nunu bug? He just ran straight through my wall. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was absolutely dog crap. So in terms of the playstyle, it's an interesting one. You're going to sit mid for the first few levels. This is an unconventional matchup, so I'll be uploading another video of a standard matchup. Something like maybe a Syndra mid or a LeBlanc mid, because this Nunu just spends all game running. Yeah, in terms of playstyle, you're going to sit back and farm for the first, usually 3 levels. I don't want you going in early. Level 2, you can go in if it's a melee mid, or if you just want to go for some poke. But bear in mind, your strength as Yorick mid comes from your Graves. The second your Graves are no longer there, you can't raise Ghouls. And any existing Ghouls you have in combat can't be redirected out of that lane. So if you have to rotate out of the lane, you're going to go into a bit of trouble. You'll see we pick up a cheeky little kill here, spoiler. Nunu comes around, we can see him coming around, we block off the snowball. I think this was just a misplay by him. I don't really know what he was doing. You can see he comes by. Now, an interesting thing about the Glacial is that because it adds a slow that increases over time, your Ghouls actually get more autos off as a result of the slow. So, similar to how if you run Ceruldas and your Ghouls start attacking, or by the way, note the freeze here is a very good freeze. I can recall by, I believe I go... Oh yeah, that was Doran's Blade start, by the way. I go the Cull plus the Longsword here. Yeah, so if you buy Ceruldas, you'll notice your Ghouls actually deal a lot more damage. It's not because of the actual AD value, it's because they get more attacks off. The way Yorick's Ghouls are coded, and it's a bit of a scuffed coding, in my opinion at least, you'll see if they attack, and that unit runs a little bit too far outside their range, they stop their attack mid-cast, and then they try to catch up to that target. So you can actually outrun Yorick's Ghouls' attacks. It happens most on Scuttle, you'll see it. Easiest place to replicate is Scuttle. Because Scuttle tends to walk at the exact same speed as the Ghouls. So they'll always chase after it and screw their autos up. So you can see Nunu runs bot. So what we're going to do is we're going to shove. We only shove the second we see the Nunu into the side lanes. I'll speed it up so it goes a bit quicker. There's a reason I want to showcase this game a little bit. And you'll see now why I don't want to actually trade with a Nunu. That heal is insane. Nunu Q onto Yorick Ghouls is absolutely hilarious. That buy was... it was Grievous Wounds. I realized at the last minute that he heals a truck ton. So, just a standard laning phase here. Nothing too special happens. I'm actually duo with my top laner here. He's a good mate of mine. We're going to get 2 plates. Now, the reason Demolish is so key is because you saw how many plates I got out of that. If it gives you on average 180 extra gold, that's 180 gold that you wouldn't have got otherwise. So if you compare it to another rune, like let's say, for example, Cheap Shot, unless you're getting at least 180 gold worth of damage, Demolish can pay off big time in terms of just getting plates alone. That's not even considering pushing their base and stuff like that, backdoor attempts, which winky wink might actually come into play this game. It's a fun game. This game was insane. This game was absolutely insane. We're just going to push up and run. We're going to push and run. Let's go get some jungle camps if need be. You can see Nunu goes top for a little gank. Guess what? That's another tower plate. Go back and buy. Oh, no, that's right. He interrupts me. What happens now? Oh, yep. So Nunu goes for our jungle. Let's go rotate a little bit. Nice little kill there. That gets us the gold. So first item, always, is if you're going to go for Stridebreaker first, you're going to go for this thing, the Iron Spike Whip, okay? Always, no matter what, go for the Iron Spike Whip. Unless you have an attack speed fetish like me, you can opt to get the one that gives attack speed instead. But the whip is usually much more helpful. You notice I went Dirk here. I was experimenting with a first item Dirk. And I do like it. I definitely like it. You see, we solo killed Nunu again. It's not very hard. He's very, very easy. Now let's see what we can do. We'll get the dragon as well. Now, one big reason I like the Dirk is because you'll notice the dragons have a base armor. 21 armor. So he's getting 17% damage reduction from 21 armor. My lethality is pretty much penetrating maybe 8 to 9 of that. So he's getting very, very little damage reduction. One of the reasons I like Dirk is entirely because of that. But it also helps in a lot of ways. A big thing that I like doing as well is last item, I like going at Youmuu's. But I like replacing your boots with the Youmuu's. And because we have so much movement speed with this build, it's insane. So you can see it starts going a bit bad. Unfortunately, we don't exactly have winning lanes. We have an okay jungle. But that's about it. You can see not going well. My ultimate counter in Italy is butchering me completely. So it's 6 to 11. They're almost 4k gold ahead. It's not going very good at all. So you can see we finally got Stridebreaker. So remember, that active effect will proc a Glacial. Okay, so if we have to, we can use it to last hit. But ideally what we want is we want to proc the Glacial movement speed slow with it. And that'll come into play pretty much throughout this entire game. I was going to go in, but it's not going to make a difference. Go catch the wave instead. Alright, so that's one trick I like doing as well. People don't do this, and I really want to recommend people start doing this. You cast the Maiden inside a lane, leave it, and just recall. Don't push the wave. I want the Ghouls to push the wave. You want to make sure each of these Mistwalkers attacks at least once, so they run down that lane. So in this next wave, I potentially get up to 7 CS. I don't know how much I get. Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 out of the entire wave. So that's pretty good. That's actually very good. We even got the cannon too. And then we got one shot by the Jace. Dude, it's not good. Not looking good. And yeah, we actually win this game. Because Yorick mid's broken as fuck. It's absolutely broken as hell. So we'll fast forward a little bit. You can see, that's another little thing you can do as well. I'll go back and showcase that one a bit more. So what you can do is you can use the Stridebreaker to get into range to land the E. Because it is a small gap closer, you can do it. But in all fairness, the odds of it working are extremely low. I almost never get it working. And I'm screwed. Shit. Not good at all. So you can see we're not doing too great. We're down almost 5k. A lot of the gold is actually on me and the Nocturne. So like I said, put the ult inside the lane, let the Ghouls finish the wave off, right? See, they're going to push down that wave, they're going to get all this wave as well. Meanwhile, we're going to run around the map a little bit. Let's use this opportunity to reposition ourselves a bit more. Let's run up. You see, she's doing the scuttle. She's doing the Rift Herald, sorry. That's the biggest point. So you see there, we got the Italy shut down. Into the top lane. So we're going to keep the momentum going. Straight into the top lane. Now you'll see I drop the Ghouls again. Now let's go get here. Now there's no point dropping Ghouls. Actually, to be honest, I probably should have. But I anticipated someone to come and defend it, so I didn't. But I should have let the Ghouls take this tower, or at least take a little bit of the tower. It's okay, it doesn't matter. What do we have now? Alright, so the build that I've been going, that I'm going to showcase the most, is Stridebreaker into Ravenous Hydra. Now, the reason the Ravenous Hydra is key here is because they work in conjunction with each other. You can actually one-shot an entire wave with the Stridebreaker active, because it triggers all the Ravenous Hydra on every single minion nearby. So you'll see what we'll do is we basically run through the waves extremely quickly. So you'll see here. So you can one-shot the entire wave with a single cast. So we're going to keep the farming going. Now the red's up. I'm anticipating someone's going to come for the red. I'm right, it's Jace. And you can see the damage. Look, so you see the Glacial slow goes out. And that's dead. Now he has ninja tabbies, by the way. That was a 7-3-3 Jace with ninja tabbies. And I had, well, pretty good items. But my point is the damage is there. This is still easily playable as Assassin Yorick. You can say the Glacial slow comes in handy with his autos, and all of a sudden, we're in the game again. That's all I needed, now we're in the game. So I go Swifty sometimes. I switch the boots up a lot. It really just comes down to what the game wants. Notice I left the Ghouls in the lane. This is the biggest thing you guys need to start doing, because you get so much extra experience in gold. See, I'm almost at 10 CS per minute right now, and a lot of it is because of this. Now, bear in mind, where I am right now, when these Ghouls come up to around about here, they will instantly die, because it will prioritize the minions that are around Yorick and the Maiden. Do you see how they've died off now? It's just unfortunate. It's the way the game's coded. So you can see they push around the other side, so we're going to go straight to bot. And let's get the tower and a free recall. So I recall a lot. One thing I don't like people doing is don't cross map. Cross map is when you go from here and your main intention is to get to top lane. That's called cross map. I don't like it. If you're going to go top, recall first, walk there. It's so much better for you. And you'll see that now we're starting on Deadman's plate. So this is a very movement speed heavy Yorick build. So you'll notice I dropped Maiden bot lane. Reason I dropped Maiden bot lane is because I'm anticipating a fight to take place in mid. So what we'll do is actually, it's one of the reasons I like this build so much, is you can then insta-clear the wave. Oh, for the most part. Raise some Ghouls and bring them to the next fight. Now, all our job is to do is to stay alive. We don't want to die here. So we'll go insta-clear the mid wave. Didn't even know they were in there. I had no idea they were in this push. Fucking Jesus. Alright, let's just go keep clearing the wave off. I don't know where he came from. I didn't even realize he was low. But you can see the damage is there. The push potential is there. Look at us go. They're very dedicated here. See, look at this. So we were 190 CS over here when we dropped the Maiden. We're at 242. Maiden picked up 3 waves worth of CS and experience. And all of a sudden, look at our level. It's level 15 versus 11 on the Nunu. We're huge. Alright, and guess what? We're going to do the exact same thing again. Notice I don't attack, right? Now, this is a big one as well. I have Deadman's plate now. You don't know how Yorick's Ghouls work, and it's the same with Maiden, is they won't benefit from percent movement speed boost. So if you, let's say for example, you buy the Deadman's plate component, it gives 5% movement speed. It's this one here, right? The Ghouls won't get that, but Yorick will. But if the item gives flat movement speed, the Ghouls will get it. So notice that Deadman's gives up to 60 movement speed. These Ghouls are getting every ounce of that 60 movement speed, but they're not getting the Deadman's 5% movement speed. So you'll notice when I walk into this lane, I don't attack it. Attacking this wave consumes the Deadman's plate's passive effect. It consumes the slow and it removes the movement speed bonuses on you. So what you do is you basically just walk your Ghouls in. You can Stridebreaker to clear it. It doesn't consume your Deadman's plate. It's so good. I like it a lot. And then you can leave your Ghouls in that lane. Oh, bear in mind, I consumed it then when I hit that. So we catch in Italy. Glacial slow comes out. Slow as hell. There we go. You can see my team lost the fight, unfortunately. So we're gonna wave clear we're gonna lane cut the wave. Just want to point out, Ghouls are not there. They all died. Never mind. Just watch the wave clear, dude. Watch this. Oh, juicy. Cool. Now you can see they're pushing mid. They have minions, so I have to go defend. We're going to take this slow, okay? We don't need to go in. When you have a damage build like this, Yorick doesn't need to be the one to deal the damage. The pets can deal the damage. So we're just going to sit behind them. We don't need to do anything. We're just going to sit behind them. Put the wall up. We have vision inside the lane. You notice I got a ward here. And we're going to wait for them to come through. And now we can go in. Now, I'm more than tanky enough to take the first brunt of their damage. And look at the chase. Look at the chase. We have so much movement speed that even with a flash, he can't get away from us. Insane. Now, I'm pinging Dragon. I'm pinging the Baron, sorry. But my team doesn't react fast enough. But for some reason, the AD carry goes mid. I don't know why. So instead, I'm just going to rush straight to the Dragon. And because we have such a very damage-heavy build, we can take it very easily. Put the wall up as we run. I got a bit greedy there. Okay. So notice the catch potential. The Glacial as a first move is so good as initiation. Now, annoyingly, you can use these items, these gap closer items, over Yorick's terrain. The bug. Hopefully, it will get fixed soon. I'm not counting on it though. We're still losing, even after all this, we're still losing, by the way. So here's the game-breaking fight. I believe this is where we actually start turning it. So I'm going to go and heal up at the base, because I'm a bit too low. Mainly because Maiden's too low. It's not really Yorick. I don't really care that much if I'm low health, but the Maiden being low is the one I care about. So you can see, we use the Cerilders, we use the Stridebreaker to get in range of the Jin. Then we use our E. Then we can catch up to people all the time, left, right, and center. I'm surprised I didn't release Maiden there. Now looking back at it, I probably... Oh, actually, it's a good thing I didn't. There you go. You see the catch? This is all about catch potential. This build is entirely catch potential. You'll see Nidalee oversteps a little bit. Because of our movement speed, we're running around with 492 movement speed, by the way. She is sitting at 426. We have so much MS. So she runs up, Stridebreaker, puts us, approach velocity kicks in, we're at 555, she's at 196. Look at the chase. Look how quick I am. That never works. I don't know why. That never works. Sometimes it works, but it's so hard. There we go. Got the red as well. Cool. So, we got our core build now. We have max items at 30 bloody minutes in. And, oh, dude, I love this catch. This catch is so freaking nice. So, remember, we just blew Jin's flash. So, the second we see him, there comes the Stridebreaker out. Doesn't matter. He's not quick enough. He's nowhere near fast enough. We can one-shot him. Now we get the second one. Easy. We win this fight. And I'm pinging my team to go the Baron. Now, I'm not going to go for the Baron. I'm going to sit and wait for Nidalee because I don't trust my jungler's smite. That's fine. Let's go help him out. Now, let's go drop Ghouls top. Notice we have 4 Ghouls in that top lane. Now, if no one defends that and there's a cannon, they will get that tower. People underestimate Ghouls so much. Now, here's the selling your boots for the Yomus that I like. This is the one I was talking about earlier. Selling your boots for your Yomus is insane, dude. So good. So we're still running around with 494 movement speed. Okay, and now we're looking for the end. So, looking at the minimap right here, I want to get Ghouls into a side lane somewhere. So, I'm going to run towards the bottom side. Unfortunately, it looks like my team gets caught at the same time. So, we'll leave the Ghouls in the lane. Notice I didn't attack. Yeah? We're going to leave the Ghouls in the lane. That's 4 Ghouls pushing mid. And we're going to rotate. So, we go to help our team, and unfortunately, they die. Okay? So, we got one person die. For some reason, the Maokai's top. Now, I have a quick peek in mid. Now, I've seen that they have no minions. Okay, so what do? We wave cut it. We don't want them getting minions, because if they get minions, they can remove the tower's resistance. But, because I have pets, I can take this without an issue. But this isn't a tanky tower in the slightest. So we backdoor the tower, we backdoor the inhib. Now, because my ghouls are outside of the 1000 range, these ghouls aren't dying. So they're pushing bottom, while I'm pushing middle. Now, I'll leave those ghouls mid, and now let's go get fresh ghouls in top. So right now, we had like 3 sets of ghouls out for a moment there. Now, all this time, the enemy team's trying to end, right? But they can't end, because they have no minions. Without minions, these towers have that much resistance, it's impossible to kill them. Like, normally, it's impossible. So we're just going to keep pushing. Now, I was opting for the 3 inhibitors, because I didn't expect them to commit. But when I saw they committed, I thought, fuck it, let's just go for the end. Now, admittedly, they're very late to react. The teleport comes out too late. We can one-shot the tower. They start recalling, but it's too late at this stage. And we win. Like, that was a really fun game. You can see the final scores. 396 farm at 35 minutes is insane. We had 22k gold. It was insane. That was a hell of a game. That was a complete 1v9, and I'm really happy with that game. Things I could have done better. There was definitely a truck ton. I should have dropped Maiden a lot more this game. I should have dropped Ghouls a lot more this game. I think I itemized well. I didn't take the right runes. I'm pretty sure I took... oh, no, I did take MR. Never mind. I took the right runes. But I probably... One thing I've got to start doing is helping out my bot lane a bit more. I tend to ignore bot. And bot lane snowballs way too much at the moment. So... I recommend rotating towards bot, take a bit more jungle camps, and secure those early dragons. You can get it done so easy. But yeah, get used to it. I love the Stridebreaker mid with Glacial. You can also run it with Phase Rush, and it works pretty well. Don't run Teleport. Trust me, guys. Just run Ignite. It's so much easier. Get those solo kills in mid lane and run around the map. It's so good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. I've been wanting to do a mid video for a while. I'm going to try to get another one out and just do a regular matchup. I've been streaming it on Twitch. I'm going to go live again later today. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. If not, I'll catch you guys in the next video.